strike, right? Or they're going to lock out or lock in or whatever the hell the term is because they're not getting paid their money. Good for them. Good for them. Two things can be true at the same time. You could say, good for them for exercising their right, right? They have a player association, they have a union. That's what you're supposed to do. Good for them. You could say that and also acknowledge that they probably don't have a lot of leverage because the league doesn't make any money. The league doesn't make money. They lost $40 million last year. After the previous years, they were losing $50 to $60 million. And while they have more eyeballs now, thanks to Caitlin Clark and others, but they're still losing money. And in they got a new TV deal. So that is the one thing that could be leverage for the players, because all of the networks that coughed up all that money, they want to see a return immediately. They want to see those games on TV. They do not want to have paid billions of dollars and no games are going to be played this summer. So there will be a pressure from those networks to the WNBA to make a deal with the players. The players will definitely get a higher pay. They will get more than they've been getting. But not as much as they probably would have gotten if they were making a profit. If they came in, say if the league was making 20, 30, 40 million a year or 50 million and they locked out. Yeah, they would have had a bigger bargaining chip. They don't have a bargaining chip, but they still have a little bit. They're not in bad shape because of the TV deal that just happened. It helps them a little bit. The TV deal alone will help them be able to negotiate. And the TV networks, if they didn't get that TV deal, if they didn't sign that TV deal, the WNBA players probably wouldn't have locked out. Because the lockout, they had like 3 options to lock. I think it was like this year, next year, and then so they had a few more years. They probably would have stayed on and waited. This is just my guess. I don't know. But it was good that they locked out early, because this is probably your best time to negotiate. Now you say, well, why is that? They can be more profitable in 2 years. Yeah, they could be, or they could not be. And then now you don't have any bargaining chip, because they'll say, well, you didn't make any money. Your viewers are not any higher. Plus, even though we just gave you $2 billion as a league, no, we want our money now. The women, this opt-out is more like, hey, we want our money now. We're not trying to wait in the back end. We want it right now. So good for them. But we can acknowledge both things here, folks. We don't have to be like, oh, you don't have to be on one side of this and not acknowledge the other side. No. Good for them for exercising their right as a union. Hey, we're going to opt out here. We're looking for a bigger deal. But also acknowledge that, hey, the leveraging won't be as big. Don't think you're going to get the same splits as the NBA guys are expected. You can shoot for it. But acknowledge that the WNBA has a lot of power and a lot of leverage, way more than you do. Much more than if the NBA was sitting down with the NBA PA, right? Or the NFL and the NFLPA. Those players have much more value than the women's players. They just do. So it all depends on what they going to settle with. I think that while if they were to lock out, that would be bad for them. We just have to acknowledge that, because you just halt the momentum that you're getting. And it'd be one thing if the NBA locked out or baseball locked out, because they already built up a cash cow, right? They build up that machine to where if you lock out, oh shit, right? But WNBA locks out right when you get all the more TV coverage. That would be completely crazy. Because now the network's like, whoa, you gonna lock out after we just gave you a couple billion? Well, they say, I don't know what kind of clause they have in those deals that they can opt out themselves. Say, oh, well, if you're not gonna play, then you're not gonna get the $2 billion. So I think that with that, like I said, that's the one thing that will help the players. That will be in there indirectly, because the league, the WNBA, is not gonna want to lose any of that TV money. The TV money is where it's at. NBA knows that. They had like a $6-7 billion TV, was it $7-10 billion TV deal or something crazy number like that. So they know the TV money deal is the cash cow, not the gate, not the jerseys, the merch. That shit means jack shit. The money is the fucking TV deals. That's where it's at.